Hello and welcome to my third and final pronunciation video where I'll go through what I got wrong in my first draft and how I improved upon that by improved version. So just taking a step back beforehand from what I've improved in this third and final report, I think you can already see an element of how I've cumulatively improved between the three reports, because there's a few words in my third and final report that I pronounced correctly without even having to improve it that I'd got wrong in my first few. So you can see in there Nichtsdestoweniger I pronounced correct. And I struggled before with the ooh, the umlaut on the O, but I think you can see the extra emphasis on this in the third and final report. That just shows that even without having to do any work for this one, I've took my improvements from beforehand and implemented it into this final report. But going through a few errors I did make, one lapse in concentration I did have with the O umlaut was größter. So when you're using gross in the superlative sense, so the biggest, you need an umlaut. So I went from größter to größter in my improved version. Just do that one more time so you can see the improvement. Größter to größter. That extra emphasis on the O is crucial, so native will understand me. I actually got this watching one of the films, Who Am I? Kein System ist sicher. One of the characters, Benjamin Engel, uses this, and I immediately recognised my mispronunciation, like I had been before in all my other videos, and changed it for my improved version. You can see that. The only other mistakes I made regarding pronunciation were regarding economic jargon. So obviously my reports were about current events and predominantly economics and finance. And so I realised the first word, rivala, for rivals. Rivala, I'd been saying rivaler, like the English way of saying it with the I, emphasis on the I, when it should be as if you're replacing that I with an E, so Rivale in German for rivals, and then Subvention for subsidization. I mean, I struggle with that word anyway, but I've been saying it Subvention, UNG at the end, when it should be Subvention. Both of these, actually, I recognise my mispronunciations from the speeches I've been watching. So from Jens Weimann, who's head of Deutsche Bank, and Angela Merkel, that I elaborate on in my writing piece above this video. But it just shows how I realised that to fully, in this report, make it perfect in terms of pronunciation, I really had to watch some intellectual speeches in economics and finance to really take it to that final level, that native standard that is my overall goal of this speaking part of my coursework. And then the final thing I want to go over is how I've been linking my working my writing piece of the coursework and my speaking. So I've been doing this throughout all of the three reports, but I want to bring attention to it in this third and final report to show and give evidence of how I'm really starting to bring everything together, and yeah, just show I'm developing my German overall. So in this report specifically, I put a lot of emphasis on nicht conquering konnten, just to emphasize in the imperfect tense, because the imperfect tense is something I worked on in my writing piece of my coursework, and I really want to put emphasis on the content, so this listener that knew it was in the imperfect tense, not conditional, not könnten. Although I had used that phrase in another one of my videos, if you look back. And another example, eingeführt werden wurden, where I put emphasis on the U umlaut, wurden, in the conditional, to distinguish it from the werden, which I needed for the passive construction. So putting together the passive construction with the conditional, that's something I worked on in my writing, and then implementing this in my speaking, putting extra emphasis on the wurden instead of werden, so the listener knows I'm trying to say this. That's really crucial to develop my overall language skills, to bring together this writing and speaking improvement. I think all throughout my videos, and my news reports, I do place a lot of emphasis on these complex grammatical structures. I really want to bring attention to these two specific examples just in this video, just to highlight this, to show my overall evidence of improvement. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy my coursework because this is my final video. Thank you very much. Dankeschön.